Hey, everybody.
What's happening?
Welcome back to Kicking It with the Smiths
We back.
for another one.
New episode.
Yes. To all our subscribers, we appreciate y'all.
Thank you for joining the community.
Yes. If you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button down at the bottom because you're going to get some good content on this channel.
Yep.
You're going to get some real, authentic content. That's what we're here for.
We do. That's what we do. Like, subscribe, share, all the things and the stuff, the buttons and the bells. Please do that.
Yeah, and make sure you hit that bell so you get the notifications.
Correct.
When we post a new video.
You never know. Well, I mean, we do it, on a regular basis. Like every week we drop something, but you just don't know till you know.
You never know. So make y'all laugh real quick about these kids, right?
They're not going to be able to see it.
You probably won't be able to see it, but I'm going to try anyway.
Yeah.
Y'all can't see the monitor. Anyway, 5-year-old, knocked out.
Sleep.
2-year-old, not so much.
But
he's near his sister's bed, which makes him happy, and we good with that.
That's fine.
That make you feel safe and secure, have at it.
No problem.
We just ate, so y'all excuse me for the hiccups and the burps. So we're going to get to it. On tonight's episode, we are going to hit y'all with some safety, security, and submission in relationships.
Yep, you started it.
Well, we mentioned it. I don't know if it was the last video or the one before. It might have been 2 videos.
I think it was 2 videos before. I think it was 2. We were talking about relationship roles, I think.
Yeah, because last week we talked about them kids. That's right.
Started talking about them kids.
We started talking about these kids.
Yep.
So, episode before that, we talked about at the end, towards the end, we mentioned safety, security, and submission. So, let me just be real, like, one of my, I don't want to call it my favorite shows, but one show that I like to watch because it just make me think a little bit is Ready to Love on OWN. And the only way me and Dana started watching this show was because his cousin actually was on the show. I think it was in season 4.
I think.
Season 4. And
shout out to the kinfolk.
Yes. So his cousin was on in season 4, and then I kind of just got hooked because I was like,
she did.
Hey, this is a cool show. I'm gonna watch it.
I'm just be honest. I watched because my cousin, my family was on there, so support. Then we did that. Then somebody.
I got hooked. I got hooked. I could be real. I got hooked. I thought it was a good show, but it honestly brings up some serious conversations for us in our marriage. And I'm like, yeah, we can watch it. I be waiting on Discovery Plus, like when the new season coming, when the season coming.
She does.
So we're gonna dive into some safety, security, and submission. So currently watching season 8, and one of the things that they were challenged to do, the women were challenged to do, was figure out things they had doubts about. So
you got a whole intro. Okay. Jump right there.
I got a whole intro.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
We in there.
Go ahead.
We in here. So they had to talk about doubts and things that they needed from the men to, I guess, make their relationship secure or make their election sure as far as their connections, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to tie that in because for me, as far as things that made my election sure with my relationship with Dana was that he made me feel safe and he made me feel secure, which made it easy. And I don't want to say easy, which made it not as difficult because it wasn't easy, but it lessened the load for me to be able to be a wife that could submit to my husband See how all those tie in together? Felt safe, felt secure. So I was easy. I was able to submit. Eventually, it ain't happened immediately though. it, Why are you looking like that? You know it's facts. You always say facts and context. I gave the facts that it was not easy for me to submit.
I didn't say a word. Y'all saw me say nothing.
Facial expressions tell it all.
I'm looking at them. I'm engaging them on that. I'm just engaging.
No,
I'm just engaging.
No, you made a face. You made a face. I'm sorry, y'all gotta keep check on the little people that's not asleep yet.
Yeah.
The 2-year-old. Make sure he ain't attacking his sister.
But I mean, so it's a parallel journey, right? Because, you know, on the husband side, the male side, we have to be and grow into places of maturity to exhibit leadership that provides safety and security, to create the environment where your wife can submit or be easy for her to follow your lead when you're leading, right? Because if you're not leading, then there's nothing for her to follow, and she will progress and make moves on her own, or she will lead herself down another road because there's a lack of leadership. So I appreciate you saying that like 2 videos ago, because it brought up a really good point. Because as you talked about, Ready for Love is something that, you know, got brought up in that episode, but something that we know, not just in our relationship, but just in relationships that we've seen, that we've interacted with, different couples, different people, but, you know, peers, people that we've helped or talked to, is, you know, that's why I said the S word.
Yep, these are the S words. They are important. Not saying there's not other important S words, but I think for a strong foundation in your marriage, these 3 are like at the top of the list.
I'm just saying, when talking to well, both sides, but really when talking to a wife, a woman relationship, and she doesn't feel safe, or she doesn't feel safe or security or secure, there's no security or lack thereof, that's a big issue. And normally, if that's missed by the other party, then you've already gotten to a point where you need intervention.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point, usually that person has already tried to communicate that in one way or another. It's not always coming, but usually that comes out and like, well, oh, we're getting counseling, or after there's a breakup or separation, it was like, I didn't feel, and so whenever that comes out, it's like,
yeah, and I think that's one of the things that you got to talk about when you're dating somebody. Like, people are going to, you know, people date for looks, they date for love, you know, and then when they get in it and they're married, it's like, I didn't think about that, because I was just thinking about, you know, I loved you, or I was infatuated with you, or whatever the case is. But thinking back now, my top 2 from those were safety and security. And thinking back, even though I did have like a genuine falling in love period for Dana, it was like, okay, there were times when, okay, like, prime example, let me give you a prime example of some safety. Like, okay, so what was it, 2010, when the snow apocalypse came? No, we weren't married yet.
No,
it was 2010, and it snowed real bad, like right after the New Year.
Maybe it was New Year. It was some holiday. Was
it 2011? It was 2011 because we went to New York in 2010 for Christmas.
Yeah,
and then as we came back and hit the New Year, we were fasting in 2011.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, now time lapse, catch up, had to catch up. So we I had just come back from my parents because I went to visit my parents for New Year's and came back, hung out with Dana a couple days, and we just hung out, watched TV, whatever the case was, and started to snow. So everything got canceled. Like there was no work, there was no school, there was no church, there was nothing. And so
shut down.
I was like, I don't want you to leave. Like, don't leave my house. I don't feel comfortable with the snow and stuff by myself. Like, don't leave.
Okay, because I was like, okay, we'll see you later.
Yeah, he was about to be out, and I was like, no, don't leave. Like,
because that was the thing. I normally, we hung out, then I leave.
Exactly,
I go home.
And I was like, don't leave. Like, you can sleep on the couch, and I'll sleep in my bed.
I was like,
but just don't go, because I need to feel like I just need some comfort. And yeah, but you know what? He stayed. He gave in. But mind you,
I did sleep on the couch
did
though.
Not
definitely
have relations before we got married.
Definitely slept on the couch.
He slept on the couch. I actually slept on the floor. I didn't want to sleep in the bed. I
could have slept in a whole bed.
I wanted to be close to him, but funny, we woke up at 3:00 in the morning to somebody screaming on the TV.
See, you didn't have to talk about that person like that. So she's trying to throw some shade. So we were again, snow. It's a snowstorm going on. Excuse me, but still fasting during the annual normal beginning of the year fasting consecration that our church does. And so we're watching what is on the TV is like TBN or like the Word Network.
Yep.
So in the middle of the night, they have the preacher, whoever's on, and if whatever came on at that moment, that person is preaching. I mean, they hooping. And so you knocked out, sleep, and then you just hear somebody just mid hoop just telling God. And so they kind of startled,
both of us.
But I mean, it was an experience. You could guess say we were snowed in, but not. But I did stay until I think it was like the next day or like the day after. Or I went to the store.
He ventured out.
Somebody wanted something from the store.
I did, and he ventured out for me.
Well, like she was going to drive to the store in the snow, in the ice, and I'm like,
Yep.
you're not even familiar with snow and ice.
Hey.
Where you going? So I went out. I slid my way to the store and slid my way back. But I think about like that day or the next day, I can't remember. Like it kind of started to melt, so
he was able to go home.
I would go home because somebody felt.
I felt safe having him there because it was just like, I'm snowed in. I don't want to be here by myself.
I mean, and we didn't live far from each other.
No,
but it's not like we weren't going to talk like all the time.
We were, but my nice police officer neighbor no longer stayed there. Somebody else had moved there.
True.
And I was like, no, not staying here by myself. Either you gonna stay here, or we gonna go to your apartment and I'm gonna stay there.
That's really what she was saying.
Because I need to feel safe.
That's really what she was saying. I was like, I'm just across. You be fine. You got food. I'm just across the road. You good. I can get
y'all
you.
Come on. I was like, what? What was I? 23 years old. Almost done with college.
True.
Used to living at home with my mama and my daddy
and
my big brother. And I'm like, nah, you ain't leaving me by myself. I'm not staying by myself.
So we did. I did. We made it. But she felt, felt safe, and
I still feel safe to this day. Like Dana laugh at me because if I'm home by myself, alarm on. Yeah. I'm not scared. I know God got me, but it's just like a different sense of safety when you got your man. Like I'm the
she is not a coward cowardly woman
I'm not at all.
or a non-resourceful person.
Cause I got some funny stories.
She a whole fighter. She a whole. We're not gonna go into the stories tonight. She's a whole fighter. She will defend herself. She don't mess with her because she be packing. Okay, so that is not even who. That's not the type that she is.
I'm not. I don't bother nobody.
But
stay in my lane.
She do.
But I don't take no mess.
No, she does not. No, just kid number 2.
Sorry, I'm still watching this monitor with kid number 2, y'all. So
but I think though, I know that the safety piece isn't just a physical safety piece. Really, it's more. It's beyond that. It's emotional safety.
It is,
and
that goes back to that. What did I call it in our video where we talked about brave space?
Yeah, you say that your spouse needs to be your brave space.
Yes, but it was something else, like emotional safety net or something like that. So you gotta feel like you gotta be whole, like your whole being gotta feel safe with your spouse. Your whole being.
Yeah, because the truth is, if you don't feel safe, like emotionally, not just physically, emotionally, mentally, even spiritually, with your spouse, with the person you're in a relationship with, then you are already separated on some level, and it'd be easier to drift apart, or friction, or someone else. There's a lot of oars there to come in and distraction come in, because you're already disconnected and you're not safe. So now you're going to take that I'm not safe, that vulnerable space, and you're going to share it or pour it into something or someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's problematic.
No bueno.
That's a cause a lot of the infidelity is like, well, I couldn't share with you, or I didn't feel safe, but somebody
else made me feel safe, so I shared it with them and opened up a can of worms that I could not close.
And I say too that it's not just a woman, a wife, female. I think it's a man issue too, that we want to feel safe to be vulnerable.
Yes,
that's a big deal.
Yes, that's a
ladies,
big deal.
If
it took me a long time to learn,
your man wants to be able to be safe, to be vulnerable, but if he can't, he will find down
somewhere else to go, or he will shut down.
Well, he'll do both. He will shut down,
exactly.
And if he shuts down and is not providing that or not doing that in the space with you, you should know
he finding somewhere else to do it.
Somewhere else. It may not always be someone else, but it may be somewhere else. But it should be with you. And so, yeah. So if he tries to be vulnerable and you mishandle the vulnerability, then he don't feel safe. Because we'll shut down and we'll stay. We'll keep trucking all the other areas. We will shut down and we will still cut the grass, grill the food, change the oil, wash the dishes,
fill up your car with gas.
The sex will still be happening, and we will be like, we can't share with you, so we will not.
Mm-hmm. And you don't want that. You definitely don't want that in your marriage.
So safe, yeah. No, I just want to put that in there. That safety goes both.
Like it really does go both ways.
It's a safety thing. I mean,
it's not something that we always, most people always think of it as just a physical, like feeling safe, but it's physical, it's emotional, it's spiritual. Like, am I safe to share my spiritual journey with you? It's even social. Like, I can be real. Like, Dana know my social battery goes down real quick. Like, I'm someone, I always say I'm extroverted, introvert. Like, with my friends, I will have a good time, but about 2-3 hours, my social battery is like at zero. And Dana be like, okay, let's go.
Time to recharge.
Like, she gotta go.
I mean, we talk about us, but I just want to throw in it too. It's for the whole family. It's for the kids. You have kids.
Right.
Anybody, any relationship you have, there's a level of safety that I want to have with you, the person I'm in a relationship with, sibling, whatever. So, but no, yeah, you're right. Social battery. I'm getting back to is. We've learned that about each other. Like, hey,
time to go.
I ain't feeling it. Time to go. And want to engage, want to be at this function, but also want to respect my spouse. And yeah, time to go.
Time to go.
We can connect another time. But no, yeah, safety. Yeah, I just want it
does go both ways, and I think that we have more so learned that over the course of our marriage. Like, it was important at the beginning, but as we've grown and gotten to know each other, and as we're continuing to grow, because mind you, people change as they age.
Yes.
So the 24-year-old Lonnie needed something different when 28-year-old Lonnie needed something different from the 24-year-old Lonnie. And then the 32-year-old Lonnie, once I became a mama, definitely needs something different than the 24-year-old Lonnie and the 28. And now the 36-year-old Lonnie is changing again, like changing wholeheartedly. So I'm like, yeah, I need a whole lot of different stuff right now. So it's vital that you keep that in mind, that as your spouse grows and changes, their level of safety and their need to feel safe changes.
It does.
And they change.
And that's why you got to be big on communication, but you also have to be big. I think another S word is self-awareness.
Yes.
Because you got to do
talk about even more, because self-awareness bring on self-reflection.
You got to and so I try to do that because for me to know that, to communicate it to you,
right,
I've got to know it or be exposed to it, or someone's got to tell me. Like, I've got to have accountability. I've got to do it. I've got to bring it to me in prayer. To be like, hey, I need this, because a lot of times that's the hurdle in relationships. And I'm using marriage, but you can use it with your kid. Like, if you don't know one part doesn't know how to communicate, I'm changing, I'm feeling weird, or I need something different, then it's hard for the other person to kind of know.
Right.
Sometimes we can pick it up, but sometimes we don't, especially if you don't know, then I may not.
Exactly.
So building those systems, throwing out these S words right here, systems in place.
Y'all, we're not even going to get through it all tonight. Like,
well, for example, I just can I share?
Yeah.
So when we went out, we date, because we say dating is important. So
dating is important.
I be trying to date. I be trying to date.
I be trying to court. I appreciate.
I be trying to flirt. I be trying to flirt, date, grab, all that. I be trying to do all the things. I be trying to do all the things. But I really just was like, hey, let me check in. How are you doing? Not even the how are you doing, because we ask each other that, but what's something I could do better? What's something that you are worried about, or what's on your mind this week? What's something that I can help pray for? Like, going through doing check-ins, even if
it's
you
important.
Building that in will help you identify in yourself. And she asked me the same questions back, in yourself and your spouse, like, oh, that changed.
Yep.
Because we've had conversations in the past, like, well, I don't know, in the past year, 18 months, I've been like, maybe just because I'm changing, I don't like that, or I need this. And I said that, I was like, I think I need this, because I'm changing. So yeah, I'm gonna just be honest, and I need this, and that's okay. Man, that's okay. You need to say that. I need this now. I need that. I'm not even talking about sex. I'm just saying, like, I need other things from you, or you to do this in this way in our relationship.
Definitely. And I have been appreciative to Dana for being able to be open, because there have been times in the past where we haven't been able to be open or honest with each other for various reasons. So I am proud and grateful that we have gotten to a place where we can do that for each other. So, yeah. So, of course, y'all know this gonna have to be a part 2 and maybe a part 3 because yes, it comes with a lot, and it can be a whole like 2-3 hour session. But we try not to hold y'all too long because folks got things to do, got lives and whatnot. So, but I'm glad that we were able to start this conversation.
Yeah. Me too.
And just
I am
dish out some important information. And as y'all saw, we even started talking about more S words. So, comment. Feel free to comment. We will respond. Dana is a lot better at it than me, but I'm working on it, y'all.
We are both working on it, y'all. We are both working on it. We're trying to be better stewards of you all.
Yes.
So, bear with us. Pray for us. We doing this thing, y'all. But yeah, we will get back with you. We'll comment. We love the comments. We love the feedback.
We really do. It's good. We really we appreciate y'all. And we're going to end it right here on the one word we got to talk about tonight, which was safety and the importance of safety for both men and women in your marriages. The importance of your children feeling safe as well.
Oh, yeah. Yep, you read my mind.
Sorry. Hey, we be right there. We right there together.
Yeah.
So the importance of your children feeling safe, and even other relationships that you have, people feeling safe to come to you to express their emotions, concerns, and be vulnerable.
And I just say, if people feel safe with you, they will talk to you. People that get a lot of traffic or communication, or people share a lot with them, it's because they feel safe enough to talk to them.
Exactly.
So, in a friendship, the Bible says in one scripture, if you want friends, so you're friendly. But part of that is people being safe enough to deal with you, be friends with you, open up to you. So I just want to say that, people will share when they feel safe to share.
Exactly. This tag team. We tag team. So as always, y'all, we appreciate you for hanging out with us on hashtag Kicking It With the Smiths. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that little bell so you get the notifications. I ain't gonna beg y'all, but like, share, subscribe.
All the things. Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
That's it.
That's it.
We out.
We out.